31st of December 2020. Wow, awesome. We give God all the praise. We adore you, Father, for a wonderful year. It's been a crazy year all the same, with the coronavirus, with all the news that have come out this year. But we thank God that we are alive today. In all things, we need to give him all the praise and adoration. And we adore you totally, Father. Father, we just want to say thank you for this day. We want to thank you that we shall be crossing over into a brand new year, 2021. That 2021 will be more than awesome for everybody, right? Today is the last day, and of course, just going to sign out. I have a trade running, and that trade is in profit, about 10-12 pips. I have tidied up my stop loss, reduced my stop loss, and of course, I'm going to end this year on a positive note, no matter what, right? Today probably should be half day. I believe the market should be closing early today because of the crossover to 2021, which is something that happens regularly. And of course, I'm going to close my trade shortly. I'll show you the trade shortly and explain the trade. So as I'll be doing that, I'm going to be smiling because, of course, this year with the ups and downs, we have learned a lot. We have grown, and we will continue to grow, right? So this is just a quick one talking about like the Bitcoin. Look at the Bitcoin. Well, from the last time we did this video, we're around 27. I'm going to show you the area where we were earlier when we talked about this. We're here. It hadn't broken out yet, and then before you know it, bam, a breakout. And after this breakout, of course, it's still leaving a lot of places untested, right? A lot of places untested. And of course, I'm waiting for 2021. I want to see this tank. I don't know about you, right? I just want to see this hit the ground very hard. I'm not saying it's going to do a total drop or anything that crazy, but I just want to see it like a flash crash at least, and then test some of these levels where we have people waiting. And I can tell you that there are lots of people out there waiting with pending orders to buy. They have their buy limits waiting at all these junctions, just waiting for the market to just trap a lot of buyers that are just rushing to place trades to buy at, silly areas. Let me put it that way, or looking for the right English to use. But, well, that's the Bitcoin. Of course, everybody's now watching the Bitcoin based on what has been happening this year, right? It went in a crazy manner. Let us put it that way. Well, dollar index continues its descent into the year, right? And we had this movement some more this year, or this week rather, also yesterday as well. And from what we have here, this continuous drop, it's clearly a very big bearish engulfing on the yearly candle, right? For you to see the yearly candle, all you can do at least cross over to your monthly, and then by the time you add the monthly candles together, because this section here, as I've just shown you using the period separator, this here is showing you the information for this year, and then this was last year. So you can see that there is clearly an engulfing. This is bearish, right? And of course, it engulfed the previous year of 2019. 2020 engulfed 2019. And then with that said, we should expect, whenever we have a bearish engulfing, we should expect a follow through. But who knows, next year might not be a full follow through. It might be a retracement before a follow through. So this is obviously on the very, very long time frame perspective. So of course, at the same time, you always need to pay attention to what's happening on the higher time frames and not just on the lower time frames. On these lower time frames, as we have it, as we've been having the market drop down and down some more, it simply means that Euro USD would be appreciating, as USD is the counter code currency. And you can see, obviously, that's what we had over here. We had it appreciate. It actually broke out from this our area of interest that we talked about. Go and watch the video from Tuesday to find out the before. This was the after it broke out from here. I was expecting it to drop down here, which it did, but it didn't quite give me the entry I want. I have been very picky of late, and I'm even getting pickier and pickier, not picking anyhow trades. Now for me, it has been a tease, and it will continue to be a thing of quality over quantity. I don't just want anyhow trades, but I want very nice and sweet trades. So with that said, Euro USD, no entry. And of course for USD Chef, this was the same scenario where we had the pullback, right, for us to sell. The same thing, I was watching this area here. Let me mark the area here for you. I was watching this area. As you can see here, we have support. Here we also have support. Then here we had resistance, and then it came back and acted here as resistance. So that means that this area here was where I was interested in entering to sell. I didn't just have that final trigger, but one thing is sure: directional bias number one, and then the trigger. As long as you're getting your directional bias right, you are good to go, right? It shows that you are on the right path. And of course, all that remains is that trigger for you to pull, and then you will see more and more profit coming your way. Yes, this was the trade that I got. I got this on the dollar yen. If you notice, because the dollar was dropping, right? Because we had this drop on the dollar, we're expecting that where you have dollars, you should have the drop like this dollar Sweezy. Of course, on the dollar yen as well. So before the drop, we had the pullback to this area here. Let me just show you the area where we had a form of support. We have some form of support here as well, then support. Of course, when it breaks to the other side, let me just mark this area here. Oops, let me use a box instead. Let me mark this area here. So now from this area that was former support, you know that when it breaks out, as we had the breakout over here, you had this initial breakout. Pulling back here, I already knew that this was going to be it. So this was the trade that I got yesterday. You can see my stop loss obviously was a bit higher, than this area, was around this area here. But because it's now moved in my favor, of course, we're expecting volatility to be thin. This is the last day of the year. And even if we have whipsaws, I have reduced my stop loss tremendously, and I'm going to still increase it, or rather reduce it in this manner, and reduce it up to the point where I'm break even plus, and I lock in a few tiny pips in my favor. But this is what I had. This was the only trade, and this was simply because I was paying attention to my key levels. Key levels are very important. Your support, resistance, that's basically what you need. You don't need anything voodoo-ish. All you need is your support, your resistance, telling you where the market should be coming to, and then you wait for the reaction at that point. And then when you get the reaction, bam, hit it, pull the trigger. Don't hesitate to pull the trigger. And that's why we should be trading like snipers. I'm sure we know snipers. Snipers, they don't pull triggers anyhow. That's why I said quality over quantity. It's now a thing of quality over quantity. You can take one trade in a week or one trade in 2 weeks, and that trade is just too beautiful. It gives you the right profit. No need for you to be scrambling for 100 trades that you can't easily manage at the same time, and so on. And I see a lot of traders doing this. So once you have this bang on, you're good to go. And this is the trade I'm running. I'm in now, and I'm definitely going to close this in profit to end the year, right? I'm going to do this. Yes, I'm going to do this. You need to psych yourself up at times as well. So this is the dollar card. You can see the same thing. We had a down move, but on this breakout and pullback, it wasn't so clean. If not, I would have been in around these areas here, right? But of course, you can't get them all. And don't forget, quality over quantity. Gold should be appreciating, but as appreciating, it's still stuck within this range that it's in. The gold seems to have quieted down a bit, seems to be slipping after the heavy retracement that we had, after gold did some crazy numbers as well earlier in the year. Let's cross over to the higher time frames to see what we're talking about. From the, let's say, from the weekly perspective, we had this serious run, right? Well, let's start from the year 2020. No need to go back out in time, but you can see that this serious run didn't just start from now. We had a pullback earlier in the year, but then we had a serious run of how many pips? Let's see. Let's use the crosshair of about yes, over 5,000. Let's say 5,000 to about 6,000 pips on the run. And then of course 6,000 pips, come on, you need to have some form of retracement. And then it retraced to about 2,007 pips thereabout, 2,700 pips thereabout. And when you look at 6,000 pips up and then 2,700 pips down, you should be able to add your Fibonacci. We're going to still talk about more tools that you can use to help you to understand better. Like the Fibonacci now, if you look at what we have here, from drawing this Fibonacci and looking at where it ran from and where it ran to, you notice that the Fibonacci retracement tool, it came back to an important area here of 50. Lots of traders are looking for 50 marker or the 61.8 marker to have the best of the best risk to reward. And of course, just looking again, I have an area here of support resistance. If you look clearly, I'm not sure whether you can see it. Here was resistance, had a form of resistance here and here. And of course, while coming back here, this was a place to watch. But ever since price did that, it has now decided to just thin out, right? Thin out probably to early next year. A lot of things are waiting to next year, because we know how the year has been with the coronavirus and with the vaccinations here and there, and then vaccinating people on a daily, and of course needing more vaccines and all, and of course other things that have been happening all over the world with respect to the Brexit, the EU-UK relationship, trade wars, of course. Well, I won't say trade wars, the trade deal, basically. Trade wars this year has been US and China, and we noticed that after a while other things started to get center stage. And of course the US elections also was a big part of the year, where we had a new elect, and that's Joe Biden and Harris, and of course Trump saying he wasn't going to step down. He felt that there was irregularities and so on, trying to go to court. Well, of course, everything being thrown out of the window. But all in all, the year has been a good year. We just thank God that we've been alive, and we're still alive to see the end of the year. And of course, 2021 promises to be better. I'll just tell you one thing: talk to God. Tell him now how you want your 2021 to be shaped, and of course, He will answer your prayers. With life, there are opportunities, and with opportunities, you can make the best of them, and of course, turn out to be good at the end of the day, right? So with that said, I'm signing out for the year. It's been a good ride. I know we need to do more of these videos. We lacked that at the very beginning, but as you can see, things are set to pick up more. Tuesdays and Thursdays standard, we have videos on analysis on what's happening, right? And of course, we are going to continue to do this, and to be more regular Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we'll even have some more in between where we'll talk about some specific things. We could easily be talking about stop loss placement. We could easily be talking about how to manage trades, or whatever the case might be. We're going to be talking about these things that would help everybody to improve. Look out for these videos 2021. In order for you to get the notifications on these videos, look below. See that button there that says subscribe. Click on it to subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that once we produce new videos, immediately you get to watch them, and of course you get to learn, right? Drop a comment below. Ask any question that you feel you might have some issues or challenges, or you might like to know. Ask questions, I will reply. And then of course, like the video. It of course helps the algorithm for YouTube. I need to grow my subscriptions, and of course you can help me to do that. So if you feel that this video was helpful, do the needful, and of course we would do more videos that would help you even more. Thank you. It's been a pleasure hosting you in 2020. I promise to do more in 2021. It's been a hell of a ride, and of course we're still here alive and kicking, and that's what matters, right? With that said, do spend time with loved ones, and that's the very key thing to do, as we don't know, our timing obviously is running out. Thank you, everybody. Hope I didn't scare anybody. But hey, probably I'm just trying to reflect on the year 2020, and of course all the deaths I've been hearing, seeing on TV, the numbers on the virus and all, even loved ones. I'm sure we've all lost one person near us or the other, or something, whatever the case might be. So it just makes you to reflect. This is time to reflect on the year, and of course see how you can make improvements going into the next year. It's been a pleasure. I remain your friend indeed, and of course CSC Forex, we're going to do more for you. Goodbye, and see you soon. Thank you.